yo, you should do a coin. Hey, can we do a coin together? And I'm like, no.
Pop sensation Jason Derulo
just launched his own coin.
When I get off the plane, I'm getting all these messages, you scammer.
On Twitter.
Wait, like, what do I do? And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I know that there's a coin. I'm linked to the coin. I apologize to everybody affected. I had been scammed, and I have not seen $1. It's not believable, right?
It's not believable.
It's the craziest shit that's ever happened to me.
So you all know that I'm a big fan of what celebrity coins could be, but I'm not a big fan of what celebrity coins are today. And I was in LA a few weeks ago and I was shooting Killer Whales. I was filming Killer Whales, which is like the Shark Tank for crypto. And Jason Derulo came on set and was coincidentally just after he launched, or just after the Jason coin was launched. And he walked on set and I was like, another celebrity. Launching another meme coin, coming to get money from crypto people. But then we got chatting, and more as I chatted to him, I kind of felt like he may be the real deal. And so I thought what I'd do is I'd sit down with him. We're here in South Africa. He flew to meet me in South Africa. That probably shows you how serious he is about this project. And let's talk about Jason and Jason Coin.
Let's talk about it.
So Jay, first of all, what are you doing in crypto? Like, I got to ask you the question, why are you in crypto?
The question is, why am I still in crypto? Because the reason why I'm in crypto is because somebody scammed me into it, which I'm sure we'll probably get into later. But the reason I'm still in crypto is because of community. And I believe the community and brand building is far more valuable than any monetary gain. What I've seen happen in the Telegram, the camaraderie, the family kind of feeling that you get when I'm reading through these messages all day long, 24/7, from people all over the world, it's unbelievable.
So I'll get there, but before Jason was launched, were you a crypto guy? I mean, do you hold Bitcoin? Do you believe in what Bitcoin is doing, what Ethereum is? Are you a Solana guy? Are you?
What's Bitcoin? So I've been a holder since 2016. Okay. So I was a very surface investor in 2016. So I started because I was hearing all the rumors about how people bought pizza with like 7 Bitcoin and stuff like that. And I was just like, what happened? And then the price went where? So I started to invest slowly and I started to learn more and more with time. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, I started to invest in different projects in Web3. So really getting deep in Web3 and you know, spending hundreds of thousands on different projects. Most of which fell to nothing.
It's okay if a project falls to nothing as long as no celebrities are involved, because what you'll realize is that if a project goes to nothing and it goes to nothing, it's okay. But if there's a celebrity involved, then it becomes a scam and the celebrity gets blamed for everything. So you believe in the ethos of crypto, you believe
100%.
in decentralization,
100%.
you believe in disintermediating governments and making sure that we take some power back into our own hands?
100%. And I think it's just a matter of time. It's just like not if it will happen, is like when it will take over fully.
Okay, and then, I mean, you spoke about like the fans and the Telegram group and whatever else. You're a celeb. You're, I mean, one of the biggest celebs in the world, 250 million
followers.
Yeah, I mean, you
250 million sold, I'm sorry.
250 million sold. Surely you can't be excited by what crypto brings you. I mean, crypto is like a little drop in the ocean.
No way. So, for instance, as of today, in New York City, today, right now, there's a billboard of Jason, the coin. My face is on there, it happens to be on there too.
I saw it.
But not spent by my own money, not contracted by me or my people. It was the community that did it on their own. Nobody has ever taken my album and put my album on a billboard or my song on a billboard or anybody else's damn song on a billboard. I've never seen that in my life. And for a community to do things like that, that is just way different than anything that I've ever seen. So to me, the power behind community is way more valuable than...
You know why that happens? Because
tell me.
In the real world, your fans don't get a feedback loop. So if I'm a fan, a Jason Derulo fan, and I hear a song, that's great, and I enjoy the song, but there's no feedback loop. If I own the token and I'm a fan and the number of the token goes up, there's a feedback loop in my brain. And it reaffirms, it makes me feel like I'm interacting with you, and it makes me feel like there's a reward for being a fan. And that's, I think, what most people don't get. They think crypto is about money, and it is about money. Of course, there's a lot of money in crypto. It's not about money. It's about creating another level of fandom. And that other layer of fandom is something that no celebrity has been able to do in celebrity status, because there's no feedback loop with all of your fans. But crypto brings that, and that's why I'm a big fan of what celebrity tokens can be. Because I think if a celebrity comes into crypto and he gets this right, or she gets this right, we're going to get a new level of fandom. It's going to be bigger than a Leo Messi fan, because it's going to be a Leo Messi fan with a feedback loop.
For sure. I totally agree. And I've seen glimpses of what it can be, but I got to tell you, I'm already blown away by what I've seen so far. And it's not like people have made, some people have made a lot of money, but it's not like the majority of people have made a ton of money yet, you know? So it's just so early in the story. And once this thing goes to what I believe that it can go to, I think the game just changes dramatically. And not just for me or the fans, I think all of crypto changes, because this becomes a blueprint for other celebs to come and follow the same exact thing.
So Jay, you'll understand why crypto enthusiasts are kind of skeptical of celebs when celebs come in here. I mean, most of the celebs that come here are here for the cash grab. We haven't had a successful celeb story yet, have we?
No, we haven't. And I don't think that celebs are here for the cash grab. So I don't agree with that statement. And I've seen it a million times. What I think happens, the majority of the time, I should say, is that they're uneducated in the space and they get pulled in by somebody that is scamming them. And in turn, the audience gets scammed. I don't think that any celeb in their right mind would scam the people that follow them. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would one do that?
There's a big difference, and I'll tell you, there's the old vintage of projects where they got celebs to endorse their project. That's one vintage of project, right? Like, you get a celeb, he endorses your NFT collection, he endorses your project. That's the old vintage of project.
Yep.
When you're talking about meme coins and specifically celeb coins, those are coins that are centered around the celeb. That's not a celeb endorsing somebody else's project. That is, Jason is perceived to be your coin.
Yep.
And we'll talk about whether it is or it isn't, but Jason is perceived to be your coin. So I think it's a new vintage of celeb projects. In the old days, they would endorse somebody else's project. They get paid to tweet, they get paid to endorse. In the new age, they're actually launching coins labeled as their own coins.
Yeah, but there's still not enough knowledge. Like, it's, to me now, like, being on the other side, looking back, it looks idiotic. It looks idiotic as fuck. I'm gonna be honest. But it's only because I know now. But when I didn't know, if I looked at the decks, I wouldn't know what the hell that was. If somebody told me that's an itinerary for a train ticket, I would be like, okay, yeah, sure. It just, if you don't know, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I think the problem is right now is like all crypto people assume that people know, but we have no fucking idea what that is. The majority of people have no clue what these things even look like or what they'll do or what can actually happen. And what my hopes are is that through the process of Jason, we can continue to educate people. Because I can't believe any celeb in their right mind would scam their followers. Like, why in a million years would you do that? Because they would hate you forever. Like, why would you even do that?
Yeah, so I mean, I agree with you. If you take the average celeb, I can't imagine why they'd work their whole lives to build a career, to do, to be the top of their game.
100%.
To come and run it for a couple of $1 million in.
For sure, and that's why you see like they'll delete their Twitter, they'll try to erase it and hope it goes away forever because they didn't mean to do that. Like it's just not enough money, and most times they don't even see any of the money. just so you know. Like the scam that happened to me, I didn't even see the money that was supposed to come to me.
I want to talk about Jason, but before we talk about Jason, you were involved in some stuff in the previous crypto bull market, where I think you endorsed some projects or you tweeted about some projects.
Yep.
Some of them did well, some of them didn't do so well. The ones that did well, no one talks about anymore. The ones that didn't do so well, oh, Jason was a scammer.
Yeah, I mean, most projects in general will fail. But that aside, again, like at that time in COVID times, I was in this mode of like posting and getting tons of money. I was getting tons of money to post. I had the most viewed channel in the world, right? So I was the king of TikTok. I was the person getting the most views out of everybody. If you were a brand, you wanted to come to Jason, and like you couldn't get these kinds of views with anybody else, right? So I was posting. I was working with the who's who of all of any reputable company was coming to me. So I was doing a bunch of those posts. But then somebody came to me and was like, "Hey, are you interested in NFTs?" And I was like, "Yeah, like what kind?" So he introduced me to that world, and he started to show me different projects. And he was like, "These projects will pay you this amount." I'm like, "It's laughable, the amount of money."
When you say
humbly
laughable,
speaking.
like when you say laughable, like relative to what you were getting for a fashion tweet or a something else tweet, or not tweet but post, what were they giving you? What were the NFT guys giving you?
So I probably had if we're talking about pure numbers, I was probably getting paid more than anybody else on social media in that time period, like bar none. Maybe the Kardashians were getting more. But these tweets, I mean, like $10,000, like something like that doesn't even, like, I wouldn't even blink at
why'd you
an
do
eye.
it?
Because I thought it looked cool. So he would bring me all of these projects, and I was like, "Oh, that looks good. Yeah, you can do that one. Cool. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, for sure." I didn't know there was anything behind, or like anybody could be hurt behind that. It just looked like cool art. You know what it reminded me of? Somebody bringing me their CD and being like, "Yo, listen to this. Like, what do you think? Oh, this sucks. This is actually hard." You know, it reminded me of that time. So I thought I was supporting these people. Like, it didn't feel like it could be anything other than that. So still, to this day, honestly, I don't know what is wrong with posting a project that I thought looked cool.
I don't think anything's wrong with it, but I'll tell you where I think the disconnect is.
Tell me.
If you post about a jacket, and you say it's a great jacket, and it's not a good jacket, but you say it's a great jacket, no one loses money as a result. The problem with an NFT collection is because it's an investment. It shouldn't be an investment, because if it was an investment, it would be a security, but people see it as an investment. And so you're seen to be selling them a bad investment, right? And I learned it the hard way, because I came into this industry, try to help as many projects as possible, lent them my reputation, lent them my reach. The ones that were successful, no one ever talks about. They're some of the biggest projects on the market today. No one ever talks about them. But the ones that failed, people refer to me as a con artist and a scammer and whatever else. Now, all I was doing was taking a project that had really good intentions and trying to help them get amplification.
Yep.
And the problem is that the minute that you put a celeb behind it, then it's easy to blame someone.
Yeah. Now
I can just blame Jason.
Person, yeah.
Now look, if you endorsed 10 NFT collections, and NFTs are really cool art. How many art collections work in the real world? What percentage? 1%? Less than 1%?
Yeah, probably less.
0.01%? Same thing in crypto.
100%. So you think there's nothing wrong with that?
I think there's nothing wrong with it, with a couple of rules. So I'll say the following. I got the same education that you got, where I try to help projects and whatever else. And it made me realize that when you're dealing with investments, and even though these are not investments, because if they were investments, they'd be regulated by the SEC, because legally people are not allowed to expect any value from these things, etc. But the minute that people pay for these things and they have an expectation of number go up, I think we're held to a higher level of of fiduciary duty to protect our communities. And so I think when
So I can never like anything.
no, you can like, but I think if you endorse, you should probably be transparent and say,
What is an endorsement?
someone pays you to tweet about something, someone pays you to post about something, it's a sponsored post. I guess that's...
That is a very good point. To say that this is an ad.
There's not. I've been paid to do this. I've been...
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I think that's the lesson that I learned. Be transparent and say, hey,
Yeah.
these guys, I like these guys, but know that they have been... I don't talk about any project I don't like, no matter how much they pay me. And when I do talk about a project that pays me, I say to them, I'm talking about this because I like it, but I've been paid.
Yeah, I think you're totally right with that. That is the kicker. If I had said that I was paid to do that, it would have been above board. But the only reason that you know I've been paid for those is because I just told you. But people didn't know that I got paid for them. I'm just telling you now. I'm being transparent. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's why I say, I think when people invest money, I think we as influencers...
And by the way, I wasn't paid for every single NFT that I've ever posted.
Yeah.
Right.
I think what I've learned in this game is that transparency in crypto, because
It's
you're dealing
key.
with people's money, you got to be fully transparent.
100%.
And it's the kind of game where the mob is against you. So if you're not transparent, boy oh boy, they will find the cracks. And so I've learned that in this game, for me, certainly the best thing to do is to be completely transparent. You take 1 cent from a project. Guys, I'm talking about this. Know that they have paid me. They're one of my sponsors. We did a partnership. I'm doing a partnership.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the big learning. Why I say this is I think most celebs treat this as normal, endorsement. What do you call it?
PR, like...
PR, exactly. And they don't realize that there's money involved. Yeah.
I honestly think there's no celeb to even give this advice to yet. I think later on down the line, people could watch this and learn from it. But honestly, in this entire process, man, the crypto market, the Web3 market, being in it for 3 weeks is like being in college for like 7 years. Like, I feel like I've been taken through the craziest crash course a motherfucker has ever been through in their life, because I feel like I've learned so much in a short period of time.
Now, most people in your situation would give up. And I think now...
Oh, that's for sure.
Now you have a choice. Now you have a choice, because if you want to change the world, the way that I see it is you got to go to places that no one in your class or your shoes has ever gone to before. That's how you change the world, right?
100%.
But 99% of the time, you're going to fail. And so then the decision becomes whether you get up and try again or whether you give up.
Rand, you know what the irony of this entire thing is? The biggest irony of this is I get so much money to do so many different things. And I have not seen $1 from this project. And I wish that I could implement the thoughts that are in my head into other people so that they know where my heart is. Because I probably spent $30,000 coming here to see you. You know what I'm saying? So this is money that's out of my pocket. This is not money coming from Jason Coin or coming from anywhere. This is money out of my pocket.
So why'd you do it?
Because I believe in the bigger picture. I think that this is something that can be incredible for onboarding people in crypto in general, but also from a community building standpoint. I just feel like I made a pact, I made a promise to myself and to those people that put their hard-earned money into this coin, that I would do my due diligence, and then I would put my best foot forward, and I would ride this thing as best as I could.
The truth is that I think if you get this right, you get a new level of fandom. And I think you've probably sampled a little bit of what crypto fandom is about, right? Mm-hmm. I think if you get this right, you're probably going to get another level, a super, super, super fan, which...
I agree. But just all that I'm doing, all that I've been doing, all the hours that I've spent in doing this coin, I just, I wanted to say that there has been no monetary gain from this.
So let's talk about the coin. Let's talk about the coin. You keep saying there's no monetary gain. You keep saying you haven't made money out of it. How did this thing come into existence? Why is this thing even here?
Okay, so I get a message on Instagram.
Did you wake up one day and say, I want to launch a coin because I want to make money in crypto?
No, not at all. Actually, the contrary. People always hit me up like, yo, you should do a coin. Hey, can we do a coin together? Hey, and I'm like, every single time I've said no. Like, why would I put myself in harm's way? That's uncharted territory. I don't need it. I'm doing amazing in my life. My brand, I'm an all-American. I have an all-American brand, a blue chip, whatever you want to call it. Clean. There's just nothing that I needed brand-wise. So like, why do that? You know, even if I was able to make a little money, like, why would I take that risk is what I've always thought. So
before you go further, just like, where do you think you are in your career? Do you think you're like at the peak of your career now? Do you think you've gone over the peak? Do you think heading for the peak? Like, you know your level of performance, of fandom. You can gauge. I know when I'm at my best. I know when I'm not at my best.
Yeah.
Where are you now?
So I think I'm more famous than I've ever been. I'm more successful than I've ever been. You know, you can see numbers wise, right? I just did a tour, and I saw in 2 months I saw 350,000 people. You know, I was selling out 20,000 seat arenas.
Have you never done that before?
Never done that before.
The reason why I ask is because I think it's easy for celebs that have passed their heyday to come to crypto and say, whatever I can't make up in my career, let me see if I can make it up somewhere else.
Truth. And to me, it would seem crazy to tarnish what I built. You know, it just wouldn't make any sense. You know, especially if you knew what I actually get for a post. If you knew, like,
what do you get? Like, if I wanted you to post on your TikTok, you got 60 million followers, right?
Yes, an average post by me is about $1.2 million. I've got up to $1.4 million for a post.
$1.2 million for a post.
$1.2 million for a post.
How many posts are paid posts? Like, how many paid posts do you do?
So during the pandemic, I was whoring out. I was going crazy. I was bringing them bags. I was bringing them bags home. I remember my first post, it was with like a lawn mowing company, and it was for $60,000. And I was like, they're paying me $60,000 to do a post. This is crazy. But it was like when I first started to build my TikTok page, right? And it's like started to build and it started to go up. And then like the number just kept climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. And then when it reached that milli, it was an entirely different game. So I started to do post after post after posting until I realized that it was way too much, and I was like whoring out my brand, and it was diluting what I actually built. And then I started to see my numbers go down, you know, and the engagement went down, and I was just like, oh, see, like, people aren't stupid, you know, people are really savvy. Like, this is not what we're here for. We're not here to see ads. So I started to say no all the time. So protecting my brand, it's always brand first for me.
Okay, so you wake up one morning and you say you don't wake up one morning, decide you want to launch a crypto coin.
Definitely not.
So how the hell are we here? Why do we have a Jason crypto coin? Or how did we get you?
Man, we got a Jason coin because I got a message on Instagram one day, and it said, one tweet for 200K. Now, I got 35 million followers on YouTube. I got 35 on Instagram. I have 60 on TikTok. Twitter, not so much. 3 million. So I was like, oh shit, $200,000 to tweet something? Doesn't seem quite right, but let's dig into it. So I said, tell me more. And he said, I have a gambling app that I'm launching, and I need a post for it. And I was like, cool, so, you know, send the paperwork, boom, boom, boom. Send it to my management, and he said, yeah, this looks good, cool, let's do it. And then
so you were supposed to tweet about a gambling app?
Tweet about a gambling app.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Seemed legit, seemed cool. and I asked him to send the wire, but it was the weekend, and I was like, I don't know if I can, accept this during the weekend. He was like, bro, it's not going to happen otherwise because I'm launching this.
Who's this message from? This
is a person named Sahil. At the time,
I know Sahil well. Well, I know of Sahil well.
Yeah, at the time, I had no idea who the hell that was. It was somebody that had 1-point-something million followers, so it added some credibility to his name, So he sends me a message. He's like, it has to be this weekend. I'll send you the receipt of the wire. So like, you no worries. So I send that to my business manager. I'm like,
now you don't know this guy. You don't know Sahil
from Adam.
You've never read about him. You've never seen. You don't know the links to Iggy and
Zero. Never seen him. Never heard that name in my life.
So he's now told you that he sent you 200 grand.
Sent me 200 grand, supposedly.
To promote a gambling app.
To promote a gambling app.
Okay.
So anyway, I decide, cool, like it's probably legit. Because it was the weekend, so there was no way of actually knowing that it was going to actually hit my account.
Yeah.
But I asked my businessman, I was like, "What do you think?" And he was like, "Yeah, the receipt looks great. Like, yeah."
Did he? I mean, surely you asked the guy for a reference. No, you said, surely you asked a guy like this, who else have you worked with? Who else is tweeting for you, right?
Yes, and he went down the line. He's like, I'm the one running Iggy's Twitter, and I'm running her coin. He says he did Caitlyn Jenner. He said he did a bunch of people.
This was before the tweet or after tweet?
Yeah, he was like showing me all sorts. This was before. Yeah, he was showing me like all messages and stuff.
Yeah.
Of different people that he had worked with.
Okay, so he's telling you that he sent you 200 grand, and he wants you to tweet about an online gaming app or app. Cool.
Exactly. So that was the main thing, right? It was a gambling app. So if he had said it was crypto, I wouldn't have messed with it at all.
And you got to launch this before Monday.
And I had to launch this before Monday.
Okay.
So anyway, I say okay to all of it. Without even, actually receiving the 200K. I just have the receipt of him sending it. And I send it to my video guy, and I send him the link that he's supposed to post. Oh, oops, I'm calling somebody. I send him the link that he's supposed to post and get on the plane. When I get off the plane, I'm getting all these messages, you scammer.
On Twitter?
Yeah, like, what did you do? Da-da-da. Then my friend Ray calls. He's like, "Yo, what are you doing? You can't work with Sahil like you did. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is crazy." And I'm like, "Wait, like, what do I do? Like, how do I fix this?"
So, what had Sahil done? He told you that it's a gambling app. What had he done?
So there was an entire Jason coin created. So that link that he sent me said Jason whatever PumpDotFun. Had no idea what PumpDotFun was. And that link was a link to an entire Jason coin.
So you thought PumpDotFun was the gambling app?
I didn't know what the hell PumpDotFun was. I just thought, I thought it could be the gambling app. I didn't even think that far.
So what was the tweet? What did you actually tweet?
It said, "Let me take you dancing." He said, I asked him to send me like what he wanted me to say in the tweet. And it was, "Let me take you dancing," and then the link.
PumpDotFun, then the link.
That was it. So
he launched the Jason coin. You didn't know what the hell happened. You were on a plane.
Yeah.
You get off the plane, you called the scammer.
And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
How long did it take you to realize that there was now a Jason coin and that your name would be tied to this coin?
So even before that, let me go back, because I had also seen Travis Barker posted a very similar thing, and because he gave Travis Barker as a reference as well. So I told my guy Noah, I said, do exactly like what Travis did, exactly how he did it, because he did it and it was successful, it was cool. So just do what he did. And then after it all happened, I was like, what do I do? Like, how do I fix this, right? After getting all of these messages, I know like I'm in trouble at this point. And he's like, the only way to fix this is to put your own money in to make it go back up.
So do you realize now that you own that there's a coin and that you're linked to the coin?
I know that there's a coin, I'm linked to the coin, but I have no idea what that even means.
So what do? Do you then contact Sahil again or what?
No, I don't think. I think to contact Ray, the only person that I know would
Who's
know
Ray?
what to do. 𝗓𝗄𝗃 is a good friend of mine who is known in the crypto world for some things that he's done in the past. But he's now married with kids and beautiful family and has changed his life around, but he knows both sides. And he knows scammers and he knows how to be above board. So he's the perfect person that I could possibly talk to.
And he's told you you're deep in shit now.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, but what about that 200K? Is that 200K gonna hit? He's like, there's no chance that 200K is ever hitting.
Okay, so
because I was gonna utilize that to put it in the coin. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, so now at this point, there's a coin,
Yeah.
and what's the market cap of the coin now? Like,
I think it was like at that point like 200,000, 400,000 or something.
and you don't own any of the coin. You don't even know.
I don't own any of the coin. I have nothing.
Zero.
Zilch.
Okay, so what do you do?
So I take $20,000 and I put it in. Later on, I took another like 70,000 and I put it in. And the coin starts to go up, and then like he's like, you know, maybe you should like do a tweet or something, and then, like tell people that you got scammed.
Where is Sahil in all of this?
Like what do you mean?
Once you've texted and tweeted and you realize there's a coin, surely you go back to Sahil and say, like, buddy, what the fuck did you do?
No, I'm talking to Ray. I'm like I need a step-by-step play. Like, what do we do here? So the first thing was to make sure that like we clean up the rug. So like get everybody back up,
Okay.
you know, quickly. And I think it happened really quickly. I don't know if a lot of people lost too much because.
But if
it happened
you're
really
buying,
quickly.
isn't Sahil selling? I mean, if Sahil launched a coin, he's selling.
Yeah, he definitely sold.
So you're buying Sahil's coins.
Facts.
Okay.
No, I don't know what I was buying.
You're just buying.
I'm just buying. I'm just trying to get the people's money back up. So that was what I was trying to do.
Okay, and then you realize that you can't keep throwing more money at this because you would have thrown tons of cash.
I mean, I've thrown tons of cash at it.
Okay, and so at any point in time, have you spoken to Sahil and like?
Definitely. So what my goal became is to get Sahil completely out. If I was going to try to legitimize this, because that was my next goal. Like, okay, let's bring it back up, and then now how do we like stabilize it so that like it becomes something decent, right?
But why don't you just text and say, guys, I was scammed, apologies, I'm not related to the coin, or is that too late?
No, I didn't know what to do, if I'm being honest. I didn't know what the right route was. So I put the money in, I told them that I had been scammed. And then eventually I told them that I would put this thing on my back. And when things really changed though, when I actually really wanted to put my all into it, is when I joined Telegram and I started to see what was happening and how a community was being built. Because I've been on Twitter before, never liked it. Thought Twitter was kind of bullshit, if I'm being honest. Like I never wanted to type my feelings. That wasn't my thing. Like who the fuck wants to type their feelings? But now I get it. Like there's nothing else in the world that exists quite like Twitter. But it took this for me to dive in and give it a chance. You know, there's a reason why I didn't really have any followers on Twitter. You know, it's because I've never put anything into it. But now I see the value.
You mentioned the Telegram also. I mean, you said
Telegram, huge. Who the fuck created it? It's ingenious in community building. I don't think there's anything on the planet like that thing. I'm not being paid by Telegram, by the way. But I think it's ingenious. I think it is a game changer, and every company should have a Telegram.
So, I mean, do you think that as a celeb you can have a Telegram without having a coin? Like, do you think you get the same effect? Like, do you think you get the same kind of?
I just don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe BTS, maybe Taylor Swift. Besides those two, I just don't think it works the same. Because I just feel like when people are investing their hard-earned money into something, I think there's just a different level of fandom, different
Attachment.
level of attachment and belief and
Investment.
yeah, it
And-
becomes something totally different.
And the feedback loop, when the price goes up and they believe in you and the price goes up and you do good shit, that's the super fandom. And that's what one celeb has to get right.
And you know what another big difference is that the fans feel like I'm directly texting them, because I am. Because instead of me commenting to one person, you know, say for instance, 60 million followers on TikTok and somebody sends a message that I like and I comment on their message, that one fan might be really happy, but nobody else is happy about that, right? But when I get on the Telegram and I say GM,
I know it, bro. I know you wake up on Twitter and you'd say the GM and it's like,
yeah, and on Twitter, it's cool, but it's still nothing like the Telegram. The Telegram, when I say GM on that thing lights up like crazy.
yeah. You know, I must say, listen, I want to put the past behind us, but I think that the story that you've told about Sahil and about the launch, to be honest, I don't think I would have believed it had I not seen it for myself. Had I not seen the messages myself, not a chance I would have believed it. I would have thought that you're a scammer celeb. I gotta be honest. I mean, a celeb tells you a story.
It's not believable, right?
It's not believable. But when you see the messages and the timing of the messages actually correlates to the timing of the message fucking correlates to the story and when the coin was launched and whatever else. And I mean, we'll edit them in so that people can actually see some of the messages scrolling.
Please do.
And the time and stuff like that.
I'm an open book, man, and I would love for everybody to see what happened, because not even, you know, if you want to be a part of Jason or not, like I don't really care about that. Honestly, if you want to see it for just pure entertainment, it's the craziest shit that's ever happened to me.
I mean, can we maybe read some of the messages that Sahil? I actually want the audience, because I've seen this. I've seen the messages. And I think that it's important that I'll read a few of them out here. And I verified the messages on Jay's Instagram coming from Sahil's account.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy one, and I think that there will be a documentary one day about this. I mean, it's probably just the craziest thing that's ever happened to me.
I mean, I would say after having seen this that probably the lesson for you is more due diligence on before you. I'm not doing anything that's not huge. I mean, this literally says, the first one says, would you do a tweet for 200K, my G? Said, what's up? Depends on what it is. Tell me more. It's for a gambling platform. Something like this is needed, my brother. Let's run it. I'm ready to wire if you're down. Jason says, let's hop on a call. What's your number? Question mark. Just did 𝗵𝘃𝗏. Okay, then Jason lists his number. And they talk about the number. And then they get onto a call. It says, big bro, what's up? And then you can actually see this is after the thing's launched. It says, put me on stage, bro. I'll help you pump it. So he's asking you to help him pump the coin.
So he's basically saying that I should put him on my Twitter to help me pump the coin, like he's gonna help the coin go up.
And you didn't put him on. You didn't.
Hell no.
Because there was an abrupt end to the calls here, to the
100%. Like he's saying that like put me on, like trust, like put me in, coach, like I'm gonna make it happen right now. Like trust me, it's gonna be lit. That's what he's saying.
How did you get him out of the coin? Or do you think he is out of the coin?
He's 100% out of the coin. So since he scammed me, I devised a plan to scam him, to try to make sure that he was out of the coin.
But to scam the scammer.
100%. So if I was gonna put more money in after that first little bit that I put in, I had to make sure that he was out. So what I did was I hit him up and I was like, yo, like, okay, look, let's do this again, but this time let's do it the right way. And he was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's do it the right way. I was like, okay, yeah, I got this motherfucker. So I'm like, How many coins do you still have? Just give me 75% of it, and I'll tweet again, and I'll start tweeting, and like we'll make this thing like really go the right way this time. And then he's like, oh man, I gotta have some skin in the game, and that's too much, man. So I think we ended up at like 50% of whatever tokens that he had, right? So my plan was to get as much as I could from him into the pot wallet, the wallet that I would never touch, obviously. And I would put that in there, and then I would make him sell the rest of his. And the way that I thought that he would sell the rest of his is if I just said, all right, fuck you, I ain't tweeting shit. So what you did? Yes, which is what I did, so that he would be like, oh yeah, he's not going to be a part of this project anymore.
I saw that message where you said, I ain't tweeting, fuck you, I ain't tweeting shit.
Yeah. so that, he would sell the rest because he didn't think that I was going to be a part of it anymore, so he can at least get his last hurrah, you know what I'm saying? So I made sure that he was completely out, and then that's when I put some more money in.
And do you think he's out now?
Completely out. I've done the research. I've had other people do the research for me, and he's completely out.
I mean, my blockchain dev went through the smart contract today. I asked him today, I said, number one, is the original dev still in? And he said yes, but only in these two wallets, which you told me were actually under your control now. Those are the tokens that you took from him.
Ironically, you know what's funny? He sent me a message, right? He sent me a message of the top 2 wallets, and he said, if you don't tell the world that I'm legit and that we're cool, I'm gonna dump all of this shit.
But it's the wallets are under your control.
But those are my wallets, you fucking idiot.
I mean, come on.
I didn't respond.
So now let me ask you a question. How do you see the project now? Is it a headache or is it not an opportunity? Because it sounds like it could be either one. It could be a burden. You don't need the shit in your life. You could be making more money performing. You could be making more money tweeting. You could be making more money on Instagram. You're stuck with a project that has a relatively low market cap in the big scheme of things. And I think you're faced with, you can either view it as a headache and say, what the fuck do I need this in my life?
Yep.
Or you can say, I didn't want to be here, but I have an opportunity. And I can take this thing and I can turn something bad into a great opportunity.
For sure. I could walk away today, and I think most people would say he did his best and he tried to make the coin go, and it just didn't go. And I think I could walk away clean today with my brand being still clean, and like people not being upset that I just put my best foot forward.
You got the slips to prove it. I mean, I've seen the blockchain transactions. I've seen the messages. I mean, you could walk away.
Could walk away. Totally. But I'm not going to do that.
You chose to fly to South Africa to do this interview as part of that.
For sure.
You came with an entourage of 5 people to sit down with me today.
100%.
Why?
Because I want to tell people about how amazing I think this situation can be. I want more people to know about the amazing community that we have, the amazing community that we've started to build. There's so many people out there that want to be a part of something, that want to be a part of something positive, that want to be a part of something that's building, that want to be a part of something that will win.
But is it worth it? I mean, we were driving in the car today, and you were like, I need to get onto Spaces with the community. You're like, I'm working on something for this community. Like, I got to ask you honestly, as a celeb.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
In the last 2 days that I've been here,
yes,
I'm a musician. I have 13 thriving businesses, not counting the ones that aren't doing well. 13 really thriving businesses. Social media. And Jason Coin. Out of those pillars, have you seen me put any effort into music?
No,
or my businesses?
To be honest, I was actually thinking about it while I went home, but since we went out in the afternoon till we got here, and I was actually thinking, when do you actually do music? Because since you got here, I've watched you on a Spaces, I've watched you on a TMZ interview about Jason Coin, I've watched you speaking to the community, I've watched you speaking to community managers, about announcements that you're either going to make or have made. I've watched you interacting with crypto exchanges to try and get Jason Coin or to get Jason Coin listed. That's why I'm asking you the question. Like,
it's pretty crazy. Yeah, like I'm even thinking about it my damn self. I'm like
I was
you
thinking,
didn't see me do anything that I'm supposed to be doing, right?
I mean, I'm kind of doing some basic maths here. The coin now, as we speak, is at a market cap of 8, 9, 10 million. I know that you own at least 8% of the supply because you showed me the slips.
Yep.
That's $800,000 best case if you can dump it. You could make more money on one Instagram post.
Definitely.
So what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing this?
Again, man, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think I can be the first of something that will be incredible, and I think what I do here could change the world.
Okay, and why not just launch a new project with Sahil? Why not just start again? You've inherited a bad project with bad tokenomics. Most meme coin, and I'm going to put celeb coins into the category of meme coins.
Yep.
Most meme coin developers own 90% of their supply when they launch a coin. You own 8, and you had to pay for it, and you bought it from scumbag Sahil. Like, you got 8, you're competing in a market where people have 80, 90, and
You sound like
no, I'm thinking. The reason why I'm
you
doing
sound like the smart dad. You're totally right, and this is not the first time that I've heard this. And I'm glad you brought it up because people don't ever hear this side, right? So many of the smart, successful people in crypto have said you should just launch a new coin. You should just, do it again and start it the right way, and like you'll own much more and you'll be able to control a bunch more. If it was about monetary gain, then I would do that, because that way it would secure my bag and it would just be way healthier from a monetary perspective. But it's not about that at all. So the community that I started to build, I would have to try to get them over to this new coin, and
how would you do it? How would you prove who the good guys are?
It's I think it would just be too clunky, It would just be like I don't really want to. If I'm a Jason follower and I've spent my money in this coin, I don't really want to be changing shit up, really,
So what happens next? So let's say there's a community of Jason coin holders. I saw the numbers.
But that's not to say that one day, maybe, I'm not saying that I'll never be a part of another project or anything like that.
Sure, but
it's just today, right now, we're on the climb, right? We're trying to get we're trying to get out of the fucking
as a community member today, what can I expect? I'm in this coin. I'm either up or I'm down. There's a lot of people who are down because they bought at the top, and there's a lot of people that are up because the coin has been at a very low market cap, and it's actually picked itself up.
Yep.
What should I expect?
So you should expect a lot. So on the table right now today, deals with a lot of different Solana partners. I feel like I'm becoming the face of Solana because I'm working with so many of the Solana ecosystem. So from 𝗏𝗏𝗏 to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So one of the most exciting things that's happening right now is with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. At my concerts, we're gonna be putting a QR code on everybody's seat, from 20 to 50,000 people in an arena, and each QR code will have $5 to $10 on it of Jason. And I believe that it can onboard so many people in such a short period of time. So if you give me the $5 of anything, I want to take that $5 and I'm just gonna I'm gonna add more to it, and I'm gonna become a part of the community because I'm already a Jason fan, and this sounds good, right? So it's a very easy, simple way to onboard people and kind of try to teach people about crypto. It will be the first time most of them would have had any crypto in their life.
And you're willing to give up $5 from each ticket sale to buy these Jason? Because where else do you get the Jason from?
So it's a partnership. It's a partnership with 𝗲𝗏𝗃.
Okay.
So this is a commitment that we're making at Jason, but 𝗲𝗏𝗃 is also making.
Okay.
So we're sharing in the commitment. So this is the belief in, the Solana system is placing the belief in this project.
Why not speak to the Solana Foundation? I mean, as you say, you've become, whether you want to become or don't want to become, you've become the face of celebrity Solana. Why not speak to the Solana Foundation and get them to, if your intentions are good, and I believe, having met with you, that your intentions are good.
I know Raj, and I've talked to Raj numerous times, and I really don't like talking to people when I'm a small fish. I like talking to people as a big dog, if I'm being completely honest. And I don't like asking for things like when I'm a small fish. I like stepping in the room like, oh yeah, I'm here. Let's talk like amongst men. So I feel like I need to continue building how I'm building. And then I'll go to New York and I'll meet them face to face when it's time. I feel like it's slightly too early, but the time is coming. It's right around the corner. But yeah, I just don't really like coming from that perspective.
So partnership with 𝗲𝗏𝗃, what else? What else am I getting if I'm a Jason community member? I've bought.
So a lot of things are really low hanging fruit today. So that the 𝗲𝗏𝗃 thing I think is incredible. And I think it'll be a game changer in the pure numbers, because I think people will start putting in a lot of money, yeah. And also another thing that's really exciting is the first concert in Hong Kong that I'm doing, 50,000 people. Every person has to utilize Jason to come in. That's happening.
Wow, that's big.
That's really big.
That's big.
Because it'll be the first of its kind,
So you're taking this thing seriously. I mean,
yeah.
You're taking this thing really, really, really seriously.
For sure. And like when you're gonna buy the merch, you gotta use Jason. When you're gonna buy everything that you want to experience at the concert, I mean, that is a lot of people in one area. And even if you're not a Jason Derulo fan, right, and you're a crypto fan and you're a crypto enthusiast, I want to be that's where I want to be, speaking at crypto conferences. I'm doing a lot of crypto things, as you know. You see me every day.
You're here, and I'm surprised, to be honest, that you were here, because I kind of told the team, look, I told Jason if he wants to be on Banter, he should come to Cape Town. And you texted me back and said, cool, I'm down. I'm like, yeah.
Sure.
And then your team started contacting me about where they could stay and which hotels and which villas and whatever else, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's testament to your commitment. Jay, I'm going to say the following. I was very skeptical. And when we first met, I thought, here's another celeb who's coming here to scam. Or to not scam, but just to take.
Yep.
We've got to know each other over the last couple of days, weeks. And I've done a U-turn. I must say that I think that, I don't know if you're going to get this right, because I think the odds are stacked against you. They are. You don't have 90% of the coin. You don't have enough to give away free coins. You had a bad start, and I think the odds are stacked against you. But I think what I've witnessed, having been with you in the last couple of days, is that you're a fighter, bro.
For sure.
And you love the fight.
For sure.
And everything that I've seen you do, you want to be number one.
Definitely.
And as I say, I came in here a skeptic, and even when I told my team I'm going to interview Jason, I was like, I'm not going to do him any favors, bro.
Yeah.
Because he's just a celeb. But I think that your intentions are good. And I'm not sure whether you're going to win or not going to win, but I think that what I've seen is that I know that you're going to give it your best fight.
For sure.
And so I think my message to people who are listening is, if we want to get mass adoption in crypto, the best way to do it is to use celebrities. And people pay millions and millions and millions of dollars to get celebrities to endorse their brands. And here we have a celebrity endorsing our technology passively. And we have two options now as a community. We can choose to block you out and call you a scammer, or we can choose to help you. And I think that that's a decision that every single person in the community needs to make. You've heard the story. You've seen the messages. You see Jason on Spaces and whatever else. Now, I can't promise that Jason's going to win, and I can't promise that he's going to carry on doing the right thing forever, but I think as a community, and I'm talking not only to our community as Banter, but I'm talking to the bigger crypto community, we have a decision to make. And our decision right now is whether we want to help them, help us, and know that normal companies are paying millions and millions and millions of dollars for the chance for these guys to do one tweet. I've been with Jason for 3 days. I think I've seen him do 20 hours of work trying to fix one Jason coin. One coin that he didn't actually even launch. So I think this message is actually not only about Jason Coin, but it's about how we look at celebrities. If we can verify that they're here, and they're here with the right intention, then I think as an industry, we have a lot to gain. You've heard the facts, you've seen the messages, you've seen the commitment, and I think now the decision is really up to us. What are we going to do? Are we going to help? Or are we going to hide behind avatars on Twitter and call people scammers? See you guys next time. Until then, trade well, my friends.